I came here on 10% scholarship because I was kind of a chance athletically. They didn't know if I could be good or not, and then it all started to click freshman year. I was the top freshman in the country in the hammer throw, all from Coach Jones teaching me, so we don't throw hammer in high school in Minnesota, and so he taught me everything. And then once I was the best freshman in the country and had placed very high at like the first round of nationals, I got offered more scholarship, to a full scholarship. Any hardship, I guess, kind of made me grow up. Coming in at 18, 19 years old, like I was a baby, I was young. I hadn't really found myself, really, you know, like I didn't know what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go with my life, and here I found it, I guess. It means everything. This is my identity, really. When I meet new people or like my family's introducing me, I feel like they always talk about UND first, almost. That it literally has changed me to be an athlete here. The team was getting ready to go to Myrtle Beach for our spring break meet, and I got the call that my mom had passed away in her sleep. And so Coach Jones, like, immediately was like, what can I do for you? Because he's so awesome. So he drove me to Fargo, where my fiance's mom was already waiting for us to come. So I didn't have to like drive home and stuff. And then dealing with all that and stuff. And then 6 months later, my sister got hit by a drunk driver and died in the crash. When my mom passed away, my sister, they like didn't want me to come back so soon, and I was like, no, I need to be back in my routine and stuff. And then like lifting, I could get out all my anger, which was so nice, and just kind of my escape. I know my mom would be proud, which helps, you know. I know she would be proud of what I'm doing now and how far I've come and things. It was an incredible moment when I could meet my donors. My mom was still alive, and I remember I called her right after, and I was like, I feel like my heart has been touched, you know? I've never felt that before. And after I met my donors, I called them, I said, these completely random people like chose to donate my scholarship, you know? And I just really had felt my heart was touched.
No matter how many times I've watched that, it gets me every time. As one of my grandsons would say, Nanny, that hits you right in the feels. It does. But ladies and gentlemen, students like Molly are why we are here today. Students are the focus of what we do and why our donors choose to give to the University of North Dakota. You choose to give because you want to create opportunities never before dreamed possible. I can't convey it better than Molly did about what scholarship donors mean to our students. These donors, you are their heroes. You are the ones who step forward to offer critical support to students they don't know and they may never meet. Well, this year, we had thousands of heroes give to UND through the Alumni Association and the Foundation in the fiscal year that ended June 30th. In fact, we had 9,016 donors. Included in that number were 846 donors who tried on a UND superhero cape for the very first time. And one of those first-time donors is here today. Melanie Linder was a first-time UND hero, and we thank you for that very first gift you made to UND. Our donor heroes helped set a record for donations this year. $67.7 million was committed to UND by alumni and friends in fiscal year 2019. $67.7 million shattered the previous record by almost $18 million. Now that doesn't happen without your support, and all I can say is thank you, and thank you. By every metric, it was a very successful 12 months. More than $12 million was committed for scholarships so that students like Molly get help with their college expenses. And that is so critical. A recent study from Ohio State University found that 70% of college students reported feeling stressed about their finances. That stress makes everything harder, whether it's from having to juggle work and studying, or the worry over having to pay for all those extra bills. Just about every scholarship thank you note that we have received mentions how scholarships have helped reduce their stress. We were also so excited to see more than $34 million committed for programs, faculty, and priority needs. Now, all of these areas have a direct impact on students by improving their academic program and funding research. Many gifts are also given to create endowments, and we are thrilled to report that our overall endowment fund has grown by $60 million since fiscal year 2014. It now stands at almost $285 million. Now, the wonderful thing about endowments is that with that proper fiscal management, they will produce revenue in perpetuity for things like scholarships, programs, or faculty. In May, we held our first investiture ceremony where we had the opportunity to honor 3 endowed faculty members and their donors, Rick and Jody Burgum, and also Henry and Judy Hare. Provost Tom DiLorenzo pointed out that the oldest endowed faculty chair in the United States was established at Harvard in 1721, and that endowment had funded an endowed faculty chair every year except for 2 years. It's amazing. So the provost said, wouldn't it be wonderful to think that in 200 years, we will have faculty on this campus still receiving endowed funds from the Burgum Chair and the Hare Chair. Well, Rick and Jody are here today, and we want to give you a UND Hero Cape and thank you for being heroes. Endowed chairs are very powerful magnets that attract research grants, private support, and most importantly, other exceptional faculty and students. Dr. Simona Barbu is the Burgum Endowed Chair in the Department of Music, and she says the chair funding has allowed her to expand her research activities to bring UND's name to Europe, Asia, and all across the United States. And more importantly, it allows her to bring world-renowned artists back to campus for our students and also for community performances. In addition to the growth of our endowment fund, we set another fundraising record for our Champions Ball. More than $350,000 was raised for student athletes at our April event, with more than 800 supporters in the audience that evening. And we also had a very successful Giving Hearts Day in February. We raised just over $150,000 and gave out 40 $2,500 scholarships in one day. And the School of Medicine and Health Sciences also awarded several $12,500 scholarships. And finally, we held our first ever Day of Giving, which brought in an additional $380,000. Now, every one of these milestones came about because the passion of our alumni and friends, the passion that you have for the University of North Dakota, and your willingness to step up to be heroes for our UND students. So, where do we go from here, right? Coming off a record-breaking year, we do have high expectations for our current fiscal year, and here's why. The North Dakota legislature this spring agreed to provide a $20 million match for our College of Business and Public Administration building if we can secure $50 million in private donations by the end of next year. Well, the university wants to break ground in the fall of 2020, so it's all hands on deck to raise the money by June 30th. See Dean Henley or Kim Woods if you're interested in helping us out. We do already have a lead gift for the building, and you'll hear more about that in the very near future. Now, you may have seen renderings of the building in our most recent Alumni Review magazine. But today I want to show you a portion of a video that we have been sharing with our alumni and friends across the United States so that you get that sense of the transformational possibilities of this new College of Business and Public Administration building.
Now is the time to equip the next generation of business and public administration leaders with cutting-edge skills, real-world experiences, and high-tech solutions to tomorrow's challenges. It's time to step into the future. In a new College of Business and Public Administration building, young minds fill high-tech classrooms where students can freely participate, listen, and use critical thinking skills. In online interview rooms, students prepare for real job interviews, and state-of-the-art technology allows them to connect with alumni and business leaders locally and throughout the world. This is where leaders of tomorrow are empowered.
We must move forward, we must stay competitive, and we just simply have to grow. We have to grow in space, but also the quality of that space.
High school students take just 7 minutes during a campus visit to decide if they want to attend that university. Imagine their reaction when they see a state-of-the-art business and public administration building located at the heart of the campus, placed prominently on the quad along University Avenue.
And I don't believe that our physical space is reflective of the exceptional education and opportunities that we will provide students should they enroll at UND and into our College of Business and Public Administration. We have the opportunity right now to reinvent the College of Business and Public Administration at the University of North Dakota in a way that has never occurred before. Will change the lives of our future students, their children, and their children that follow them.
Work on this building will be the latest of many construction projects in recent months that are transforming this UND campus. The list of completed and current construction projects is impressive. As you know, University Avenue was replaced from Cooley to Columbia Road, and there was also a lot of work done on University Avenue all the way up to 42nd Street as well. This has been a great collaboration between the city and the university. And speaking of collaboration, I want to thank the city for being a co-sponsor of this event today and for all they have done with our university leadership. Now, Pete Haga, I don't think the mayor is here, so you're up. We want to thank the city of Grand Forks for being a UND hero. You can share it with them. new steam plant is also being constructed that will move this vital but visually unappealing structure away from the heart of campus. It's the result of innovative thinking between our UND leadership team and how you can enter into a public-private partnership with Johnson Controls. The Chester Fritz Library is undergoing a $10 million renovation using funding for an endowment that was established years ago for library improvement. And the demolition of the Memorial Union is nearly complete with student-funded replacement ready to be constructed. It is so exciting to see students stand up and vote in favor of this major campus improvement. One of our other goals is to fundraise to build Phase 2 of the High Performance Center. Phase 1 has been a critical factor in the development of our student athletes. In fact, 58 track and field records have been broken since Phase 1 first opened in 2015. Phase 2 will include an academic center, locker rooms for several sports, sports medicine space, a strength and conditioning area, and coaches' offices for football, track and field, golf, and softball. Now I know our UND Athletics Director, Bill Shaves, is here, but I will quote you on this. Bill said, quote, "If the HPC Phase 1 is the frame of the vehicle, then HPC 2 will be the engine that makes UND athletics go for the next quarter century," end quote. There is so much momentum on campus right now. The buzz is really undeniable. Our alumni and friends can sense it, and they want to be a part of it. We are also so thankful to have a great partnership with our legislative leaders in Bismarck. In addition to the $20 million match for the College of Business and Public Administration building, the legislature has approved $1.7 million for the North Dakota Higher Education Challenge Fund and an additional challenge match of $250,000 for the School of Law. Now, I did see Kurt Kuhn walk in, and I don't know if we have any other legislators in the audience today, but Kurt, you are important. The legislators are important, and we thank you for standing up to be UND heroes. Thank you. You know, that Challenge Fund program is a fantastic program. The state will provide $1 in state funding for every $2 that are given by alumni and friends to support academics and scholarships. And we know our donors love to take part in these public-private partnerships with the state. And it's another reason I'm so confident we're going to have an excellent fundraising year for fiscal year 2020. One of the great pleasures that I get from leading the Alumni Association and Foundation is the opportunity to visit with many of our donors about the reasons they make UND part of their philanthropic plan. You see, there is a story behind every gift, and there's a reason that those givers choose to be UND heroes. As an example, Hal and Kathy Gershman are seeing the vision of one of their generous gifts fulfilled this year. Their $3 million gift was combined with a $1.5 million state match to restore the former stone house to its glory and to make it a very functional space with a brand new purpose. Soon that building will open as an engagement center for our UND graduate students. Dr. Kathy Gershman spent many years as a professor and faculty leader in the College of Education and Human Development. She mentored dozens of master's and doctoral students during her 30-year academic career at UND. The Engagement Center is her opportunity to make a lasting impact on these graduate students, to fill a need for collaboration space and those quiet study areas. We are so thankful for the Gershmans and their desire to improve that academic experience for graduate students at UND. We are grateful they decided to be UND heroes. So before you think I've belabored this point in calling donors our heroes, I want to read to you a couple of thank you notes we received from UND students who accepted $2,500 scholarships given away during Giving Hearts Day in February. Cassandra was a senior getting an elementary education major with a minor in special education. And she wrote in her thank you note, "I wanted to thank you for your generosity. I was a recipient of a scholarship you made possible. This scholarship means more than you know. I am a full-time student working 3 jobs without financial support from my parents. Money has always been a struggle for me. I will be student teaching next semester, which will leave me unable to have a job. This scholarship relieves a lot of stress. Thank you, Cassandra." And one more. Ross is a physical therapy student who wrote this to the donor who made his scholarship possible. "The cost of school has been a big stressor in my life the past few semesters. Last summer, I was sleeping in my car in an attempt to save money. I'm extremely grateful for the scholarship you provided, which brought me so much joy and peace of mind. Thank you for your generosity. With sincere thanks, Ross." Pretty powerful, right? Because you care, you change Molly's, Ross's, and Cassandra's lives. But these are only 3 of our outstanding 14,000 students on this campus. Your impact areas are endless, whether it's through facilities, faculty, programs, or scholarships. Imagine what you can do. You have an opportunity to create dreams never before thought possible. Don't let this moment to be a UND hero pass you by. Thank you.